kind of like it was fun to watch.
It was a fun game to watch.
It was a fun game to watch. I know it was two losing teams, but that game was fun. And Shedeur was slinging that thing all over the field. And you're going to take him out to run some wildcat on the goal line?
But it was really well executed.
Hold on. Like, is it personal with Stefanski and Shedeur?
I think this is not the first time that he's taken Shedeur out.
No, he's done that before.
He's done it before.
That's their move on 2 points. Yeah.
I just, when a guy is playing, like when he's kind of in a groove, why mess that up to throw out the wildcat? Like, that makes absolutely no sense. And he should absolutely be getting fried by the city of Cleveland today because it was atrocious.
I think he is. Damian Woody will be on Get Up with a fork, an enormous fork for the Chiefs coming up at 8 a.m. Eastern on ESPN. And we'll talk to him next Monday, 7:30 a.m. Eastern. Always a pleasure with Damian. I'm over it with Pat Costello next.
The NFL on ESPN Radio.
I think when you're considering all of this, and I know everyone talk about, well, they beat Georgia. I get that. They also got smashed by Georgia in the conference championship game. That should mean something. They weren't playing well the last month of the season. That should mean something. Notre Dame was playing. Well, you can make the case Notre Dame could win it. Like that, this team could win a national championship.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They could win a national championship. Now they're on the outside looking in, which is it's a travesty in my opinion.
All right, to the NFL we go. Just wanted your thought on that, as obviously it's a huge topic today. Bears-Packers yesterday. You left that game. Packers win. You left that game thinking more about the Bears or the Packers?
I mean, I had thoughts on both of those teams. I thought it was like a prize fight, to be honest with you. Great game. I thought the way that the Chicago Bears responded, particularly in the second half, that 17-play drive was awesome. It was, bro, he might be. I think, I don't want to do. I know Stafford had the game against Carolina. Jordan Love is playing some really good football right now.
Buddy.
He's playing really good football.
Look at his numbers against the blitz.
Yeah, I mean, he's playing really good football. And when Christian Watson came back, I think it changed the complexity of that wide receiver room. He's now the number one wide receiver. And we know, like, Green Bay has a plethora of wide receivers, guys that can make plays on any given play or game. But to me, Christian Watson is that. I think he's the alpha in that room. He's the best player in that room. And now those guys in the wide receiver room are playing more consistent because they've had a propensity of dropping footballs, but it seems like they've cleaned that up. And boy, Jordan Love has been the beneficiary of it all.
Well, the Packers are trying to win a Super Bowl, Damian. A team that has consistently been in that conversation is the Kansas City Chiefs. The Texans beat them last night. Their playoff hopes obviously dwindling, almost minuscule at this point. Did we witness the end of the dynasty last night?
I'm going to come on Get Up with a big fork. They're done. They are done. We have just witnessed the end of the Chiefs dynasty.
As we know it?
As we know it.
Okay.
As we know it. As we know it.
So you think they could
They could do it like the Patriots. Remember, Patriots had two dynasties.
Even though Mahomes' numbers not good. I mean, we don't want to talk about it because
Mahomes didn't play well
Mahomes,
last night.
but his numbers are so bad.
He didn't play well last night, and a lot of guys didn't play well last night. Mahomes missed about a couple touchdowns last night. There were some drops, obviously interception. You know, they just
Rasheed Rice got to stop dropping.
Got to stop. There's too many drops by critical players for that team, and so I think the combination of guys letting down Patrick Mahomes, and I think if you ask Patrick Mahomes himself, he didn't play all that well. But again, that Texans defense will do that to you. They are legit.
Can you walk me through why Andy Reid decided to go for it on the 2 4th downs in the fourth quarter?
I think it's a desperation. I think it's we just talked about the Chiefs have been in desperation mode now, seems like for the past couple of weeks. And then you going up against this Houston Texans defense that absolutely smothers you. I think if you're Andy Reid, your mindset is like, we got to try to push all the necessary buttons to try to get a score because there's only going to be so many opportunities against that defense to try to score. I mean, think about it. They went for on a 4th down on their own 30-yard line.
Yeah.
That tells you right there what they think about their chances, what they have to do in this game and going up against that Houston Texans defense.
Talk with Damien Woody, ESPN NFL analyst. I want to ask you the question you asked us prior to coming on. You said, you walk in here and you said, is the Bills' path going to be a big topic? Because I think it is. Explain what you mean by that, because it was an interesting take you had here.
Yeah, I mean, listen, when we talk about the AFC, we always talk about the big four. And when I talk about the big four, I'm talking about the quarterbacks. Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson. As we sit here right now on Monday, okay, Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals, they're done. Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens seem like they're on life support. Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes, they're done. So Josh Allen is literally the last man standing. And you're going to go into the playoffs and you're going to have to, if you're Josh Allen, think about this. You're going to be facing a whole new crop of newcomers at the quarterback position, basically. You're going to be facing the likes of Bo Nix, Trevor Lawrence, C.J. Stroud. Now, some of these guys are playing in the playoffs, but I'm talking about not on the level of the big four that I've been talking about. So if you're Josh Allen, this is your time.
Well, let me be specific on the path, because you talked about the path, right? So as is right now, Chargers play tonight, Monday Night Football, ESPN. Let's assume higher-seeded teams win except for Buffalo. That means New England and Jacksonville win, and Buffalo wins at Pittsburgh in the first round. That means Buffalo goes to Denver, and then if they win that, they face the winner of New England and Jacksonville. You're 1,000% right. If they don't go to the Super Bowl, that's a joke. Not that those other teams aren't good, but based on history, it's a joke. Based on the fact that we've seen the last 5, 6, 7 years, Buffalo, if I would have presented that path, they would have signed up for that in 2 seconds.
I will say this. This would be my counter. If they're going to make it to the Super Bowl, they're going to have to go the long, hard route. They're going to have to be on the road 3 straight games.
That's not easy to do.
Yes, that is not easy.
Yes,
but. Right. But, like I just stated, look at the quarterback field that Josh Allen will have to go through as opposed to prior years, because it's every year that Josh Allen's been in the postseason, he's been banging his head up against one of those other 3 quarterbacks, basically, primarily Patrick Mahomes.
Damien, last week, the sky was falling in Pittsburgh. The crowd was chanting "Fire Mike Tomlin." Former Pittsburgh Steelers, James Harrison, Ben Roethlisberger came out seemingly against Mike Tomlin. And then Pittsburgh won a game, and they're now in sole possession of first place in the AFC North. I say all that to ask this question. Should we have the same smoke for John Harbaugh today as we did for Mike Tomlin a week ago?
Sure, absolutely. They basically, their tenures kind of run parallel to one another. They've both won a Super Bowl. They've both had tremendous success with their respective organizations. Their organizations are what I consider like blue bloods in the National Football League. They're, highly touted. They've had a lot of success. Well, what have you done for me lately? What has John Harbaugh done for me lately? We constantly give smoke to Lamar Jackson and not getting things done in the playoffs. Well, guess who his coach is? John Harbaugh. And so all the smoke that we've been giving Pittsburgh, shouldn't we be giving the same smoke to John Harbaugh in Baltimore?
And you can make the argument even more so because Harbs has a 2-time MVP quarterback.
Yeah.
Right, and Pittsburgh have been trying to figure this thing out on the fly post Big Ben Roethlisberger.
Well, the Colts are going to have to try to figure out what to do in that quarterback room. Daniel Jones yesterday goes down with an Achilles injury. After already playing on a broken leg, he's out for the season. And Indy has a tough decision to make. Through the first 8 games, he was awesome. He unlocked this offense in a different way. I was looking this up. During that time, the first 8 games, the Colts averaged 6 more points than any team in the NFL. Obviously, he gets hurt. Things aren't the same, and now he's out for the year. But they have a choice to make, Damien. If you were that front office, what would you do with Daniel Jones?
There's long-term ramifications with this whole injury because of that trade.
Yeah,
they went all in for acquiring Sauce Gardner, giving up 2 first-round picks. But also, it wasn't just about the play in Sauce Gardner. It was also an affirmation by the front office and the organization that Daniel Jones is our guy. And now that he's hurt with the torn Achilles, I think it just sends shockwave through that organization. Where do you go? Where do you go if you're the Indianapolis Colts right now at the quarterback position moving forward.
Can I ask you a question? Should it be the same general manager and head coach deciding where they go? You have to ask. They were on the hot seat coming into this season.
Right. And listen, I will tell you this. I think these remaining few games are going to tell a lot. I think they're in free fall. I mean, clearly they're in free fall. I think they've lost 4 straight games.
4 of the last 5.
4 of the last 5. If this nosedive continues.
Yeah, if they finish the season losing 8 of their last 9,
then we might have to. It might be time to clean house.
I mean, to answer the question, where do they go? Unfortunately, the answer is on IR because they have a 4th pick in the draft in Anthony Richardson, but he's hurt, unfortunately, because it would have been a tragic golden opportunity for him. The reason why, obviously, it's not ideal. Last one from me. What did you think about the Browns' 2-point conversion down 31-29?
What the hell was Kevin Stefanski thinking? I don't know if people – first of all, that game was